Okay, so for this next step, I'm actually going to be stamping on top of the decal that we've already began making. So for this step, I'm using the little end of my Milieu London Marshmallow XL stamper. And I went back to plate BPL027. And I'm going to be using some more of these lines. On Sally's dress, she's got purple patches and yellow patches that are plain. Then she has blue patches that have stripes and like a giant polka dot in them every once in a while. So I'm using Wavelengths, which is this blue Bundle Monster stamping polish. And I'm going to grab some of these lines right here. And I'm going to pick two areas on my decal that are going to be blue in the end. So there's my image. And I think I'm going to do this area up here. So there's the stripes on there. And if you do not have the top coat on there, it's probably not going to stick. So that's why it was so important to do the top coat on Sally. I'll do that one more time. There's my stripes again, and I'm going to put these stripes in this little area down here, I think. And I'm trying not to get them over in this other corner. I did a little bit, but that's okay. So there's the stripes. And then in the pink parts of Sally's dress, she has like a different, like a purplish shade of pink swirly thingies. So I'm using Bundle Monster S108, and I'm going to be using this little tiny image right there with the swirls. And for this part, I'm going to be using Born Pretty Store Stamping Polish number 14, and it's this kind of rosy pink color. And I am going to be doing a review on these. I only have half of the ones that they're sending me. So, because they're sending me some and I purchased some of my own. So I'm waiting for the other half to come so I can do it all in one big video. Okay, so I'm going to stamp in this area right here. There's my image. And I'm going to stamp this inside the next little section that I've chose to be pink. And it's okay if you get it on the purple or the yellow because you won't see it, but try not to get it on the blue parts because you will be able to see it there because we haven't finished coloring that in yet. Okay, I'm going to do that one more time. There's my image. And I'm going to get that right inside of this last little triangle here. Okay, so to finish up Sally, I'm using DJ Blew My Mind from China Glaze. And I'm going to use this to cover up over the stripes that we made. And I'm going to do it lightly just so I don't accidentally pull up the stamping. Okay, and while I'm waiting for this to dry, I'm going to go in with, this is Bundle Monster something. The sticker keeps falling off, so I can't remember the name of this one, but it's the pink Bundle Monster. And I'm going to fill in the little triangles that I stamped the darker shade of pink in. So there you go. Now Sally is done. And then you just put that up and wait for it to dry. So now that we've got all of our decals made, what I'm going to do to apply my decals is I'm going to use some of this foil glue. And I've never done this before. I've never applied it this way, but I've seen this recently and I think it might work pretty well for me. So I'm going to go ahead and put the foil glue on. And it goes on like blue tinted like this. And then once it's dry, it turns completely clear. So I'm going to give that a couple minutes to let that dry, and then I will meet you back to apply our decals. So as you can see, the foil glue is completely dry. It went completely transparent. So I'm going to start with the little tuxedo. And I've got my little tweezers here. You just pull it off and flip it over. So this is the side. That's what it looked like. And I have flipped it over, so now that's what everyone else will see. And first what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these little tiny manicure scissors here, and I'm going to trim off some of this clear, just to make it a little bit easier for myself later. Now that I have completely trimmed it up, I'm going to pick it up with my little tweezers again, and I'm going to line them up right where I want it on my ring finger. Try to get it right down the center here. Okay, so I got this little guy lined up here. And I'm just going to push it down in the middle and then just kind of work it where I want it. Just kind of smooth it out everywhere. I really like the nail glue, the nail foil glue, better than the top coat, because when you use the top coat, it kind of like melts your decal a little bit, so you only have a second to place it. But with this, it doesn't melt it, so I can, you know, smush it and smooth it and touch it all I want to. Okay, so I've got that on there. And now I'm going to put Sally on. So here's what Sally looks like. I think it turned out really, really well. And I'm just going to position it the best I can here. Try to make it to where I've got the longest part going up and down like this. Trying to make sure I got enough that it's going to cover all the way across. I think it will. And I'm just going to do the same thing I did before. I'm going to smooth it out right down the middle. Okay, so after I finish smoothing this one out, I'm going to trim it. So you can either trim it before you put it on the nail or after, but with this one, I did not trust myself to trim it and still leave enough decal. So I'm going to try to do this with my left hand, but I don't know how well it's going to work. And then I'm basically just going to do the exact same thing here. This is my last decal. And let's see here. For this one, I'm basically just going to trim off all of that bottom part there, because I know I'm not going to need any of it. Okay. Okay. So now that I've finished trimming that, I'm just going to kind of place it where I want it. And I don't want it up too high, because then it's going to block our cool moon there. I think that looks about right. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and finish this up and trim off the excess. And I'm just going to do the same thing I did with Sally's and just trim off that little bit of excess just to make it a little easier for myself later for cleanup. So after you do that, you go ahead and put on a top coat, and I'll meet you back for the last little step. So now that I'm finally done making and applying the decals, I got a little bit more stamping left to do. On my pinky, I'm going to take this little monster face right here from Hehe057, and I'm using Mudadunyas Black. And for all the stamping, I'm going to be using my Uber Chic Stamper and Born Pretty Source Scraper. So there's my image, and I'm just going to kind of line him up a little bit and pop him right on my pinky finger. So there's the image. And then also from this plate, I'm going to be grabbing this tree down here, and I'm using Bundle Monster Electromagnetic. And it's a beautiful like gold color. That didn't pick up so well. Let me try that one more time. I didn't get the best scrape, so I think that's probably why. There we go, that's better. So I'm going to take the image and I'm going to place it towards the outside of my thumbnail at about halfway up. So there's the tree just peeking out from the corner. Then I'm going to switch to my last and final plate of this mani, HEHE026, and I'm going to be using this graveyard scene. And I'm going to be stamping this part in Chromo, also from Bundle Monster. There's a beautiful image. I'm going to clean off that little line at the top there. And then I'm going to try to line this up across my nail. There's the image, and I got that little space down at the bottom, so I'm just going to fill that up with the bottom, the rest of the stamping image that I did not use. Missed a spot still. Okay, so there's the thumb. And the only thing I'm going to do, I'm going to flip this over and use this. I'm going to take some black polish. And I'm going back to my little liner brush here. Okay, so I'm going to take my little liner brush here. And Jack wears this bow tie that's kind of like crazy and wonky looking. And it comes out like this. Almost looks like a mustache. So I'm just going to give it kind of wonky lines, just like that. And now he's finished. Can even give him a couple little buttons going down his shirt. Let's my orange wood stick here. So there you go. That's pretty much the end result. I just have to clean up a little bit, and I will clean up and then top coat, and then I will show you the ultra finished result. Okay guys, so this is my totally finished, cleaned up, top coated mani. And like I said before, the theme is A Nightmare Before Christmas. And I think it turned out really cool. I really like it. Let's see if we can get you a close-up of Sally here. I love the stripes and the stamping inside of the pink and the blue. I think it turned out super cool. I'm very, very happy with it. Not gonna lie, it took a really long time, but that's okay. It just came out so, so cute. There we go. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And thank you guys so, so much for helping me with the ideas. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, comment down below, subscribe, and of course, come back to see me next time. Bye.